come here often?
Just sit down here, sailor, will you?
Couldn't even make my 5th day.
What are you talking about? You made everybody's day today.
I did?
Sure, all the rounds of drinks you bought?
Wow. Still a worthless human being.
Nah, not worthless at all. As a matter of fact, that lady over there wants to buy a drink.
Which one?
One in the striped dress.
Well, she was a barbershop.
What the hell happened?
I got hit by a truck. Would you call Julia and tell her that I am in intensive care?
You need a nurse, so you called me.
Don't lie for you.
Believe me, there is not a snowball's chance.
Good God, I'm seeing double, and one of you has a 5 o'clock shadow.
This is what happens when I pursue that social life you always say I'm lacking. I don't know about Michael, but sobering up a drunk is not my idea of a fun date.
Date? I thought you looked familiar. You're the one who broke poor little Tammy Faye's heart, too.
Here you go. Compliments of a secret admirer.
What is the matter with you? Huh? You're so hot to sell another drink that you don't mind if you kill us? Go get me some food and some hot coffee now. That woman there.
We know you're working with Kirk.
No, you've mistaken me for somebody.
Let me see her.
No, it isn't Adriana.
Please, please, I have money. Just don't hurt him. I'm sorry. My daughter was taken from me, and I thought... Look, I'm sorry. You knew?
No, only once she turned to us. When it is Adriana, I'll feel it. So will you.
Oh, pardon, monsieur. Ma femme a cassé le pied en bossé toute la nuit.
Excusez-nous, Seigneur Zorro.
Don't. Run! Shoot!
Put the gun on the desk. Real easy.
Who are you? And what is this about?
Stop the woman who just ran out of here and call the police. I'm a cop.
Go!
What are you now, Castillo? A ski bum?
Put your hands up on the canister.
Hey, you're a little out of your jurisdiction, man.
Put your hands on the can.
You looking for reinforcements?
Hey! Shut up!
I don't understand. The feeling I was having back inside, I'm sure it means that Adriana's close by.
I used to think I could be able to tell if I needed a child in the world until I heard my brother-in-law's baby.
Excuse me.
Wait! Stop!
I can handle.
What if he passes out? He's not exactly portable. Let me tag along.
Well, first tell me where we're going, and then I'll tell you if you're invited.
You said you didn't want to go home.
Julia can take care of him, all right? Well, I think it's about time Mason learned how to take care of him.
Oh, wait a minute. We're not going on your date, are we? Help! TJ, I'm no good at bingo.
Fine, then no bingo.
Where then?
Surprise, come on.
You know what, Robinson?
Of course.
What diabolical scheme are you two hatching now?
All right, we're here.
All right, he's all yours. I'll wait outside.
Okay.
You're taking me to detention?
No, Mason's school's out for the rest of the day.
Oh, this is like a horror movie. Friday the 13th, part 30-something.
Listen, all you have to do when we're in there is listen, shut up, and sit down.
This isn't even my high school. My high school had carpet and witty graffiti on the walls.
Or you can wait out here with Michael.
I'll behave.
Good. Hi, Betsy. Hi. This is our chairman or chairwoman, whatever. Betsy, I brought a newcomer.
So I see. My name is Betsy. Welcome to Crestview AA.
Uh-oh, principal. Oh, hey, what you trying to do, strain your back?
Oh, no. Thanks. Just trying to figure out why last year's senior class files are still sitting in my office.
Everybody else is in there.
I'm also trying to figure out what you're doing here. Or, maybe it's none of my business.
Oh, I'm waiting for a friend. Oh, yeah. Thought you figured it out, huh? Now we know why Michael's always behaving so strangely. The question is, what are you doing here?
Oh, organizing, scheduling, looking at resumes. We're short 3 teachers, and I don't like to give people classes over 30.
Well, I hope Ethan's used to TV dinners.
You kidding? He's worked later at the office than I do. I just talked to him.
Somehow you workaholics always find each other.
Well, it's not so bad. We don't get on each other's nerves. And the time we have together, we make count. Well, weekends away and...
Get together late at night for pizzas.
Yeah.
I haven't made a formal survey, but I don't think there's any place in town that's as good as Luigi's. So where are you taking this then?
Up to the records department. I can get it.
You and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, 3rd floor. If you're sure you have a minute, huh?
I'm a 9 to 5 man. I've got a minute.
Hey, who was she?
Easy, Zorro. I don't tumble as well as I used to.
Where was she going?
Who?
The woman I saw you with.
I want a cigarette, and I want my real leg. Now, this damn thing doesn't fit
She
right.
called you and told you where to cross the border and left a car for you to meet her here. Now, who is she?
Gina! Gina, of course, she set me up. Were you able to trace the call?
I'm asking the question.
Huh? No? Hey, believe me, I want to get a hold of her as bad as you do. Here, call this number. Call it! It's the only way I know how getting a hold of her. All right, listen up. It's a pager. When you hear the signal, enter the number you want her to call.
This better be legit, Kirk. I'm not... That number's out of service.
Oh, that whore. She cut me loose, man. This is my daughter, man. Hey,
Try again.
yeah, I did it, man. I killed her.
You're lying. If you'd have killed her, you wouldn't have run here. Now, why do you so afraid I'm gonna find out?
Why should she have given you a child? She was my wife first. She should have given me a child, man. But no, she lost it. No, you know what? Eden killed it.
No, you killed it. You damn near killed both of them.
No, Eden never told me that. Hey, if she told me that, everything would be different,
Where
man.
is my baby?
Want a cigarette, huh?
Where did you take my little girl?
Cigarette?
Where is my baby? Please, when I get there, Kirk, when I get there, I'm gonna be walking.
I think I had my first drink when I was about 14. Or maybe even earlier. I don't remember. My father used to think it was cute to serve us wine with dinner. Or mixed with soda sometimes. We were Italian. We were supposed to argue at dinner with our wine. I think Pop liked the company. It made his drinking seem a little bit more sociable. I don't remember when I found out that he was an alcoholic. I just thought all parents told you things and then didn't come through the next day. Certainly, I didn't know it could run in the family like blonde hair and blue eyes. My sister's got the blonde hair and blue eyes. Well, I was Daddy's little girl, and of course, the rest is history. I remember my mother wanting to send me away to school, and at the time, I thought it was because she hated me. But now I look back and I realize that she saw the handwriting on the wall, and she just wanted me out of the house. But she died when I was 13. I'm surprised that the rest of us got out of there alive. You know, my pop was always arrested, it seemed like every other weekend, for drunk driving. You know, sometimes we'd have to switch seats real quick so the cops didn't know his 8th grade daughter was driving him home from a bar. And I remember washing down my toast with anything that was left in his glass from the night before. Night after night, screaming fights with anything that was breakable, was broken. Nothing that you all haven't heard before, I'm sure. But then, thank God, my sister got smart and she sold my dad's car. She had signed a piece of paper, forged his signature, and told him that he had done it when he was drunk. She put half the money into a savings account for Emily and myself. And she left town with the rest to marry a man that she'd only known for a week. I probably would have done the same thing in her shoes. But for the next couple years, there was just nobody around to save us from killing each other, or ourselves. I think the thing that finally saved me was my little sister Emily. I'd come home late, as usual, and Pop was drunk as usual. But something happened, or something almost happened, something sexual. I still had my wits about me long enough to know what he was doing. So I went upstairs and I locked the door and I heard him come up knocking on my door and I had to pretend that I was passed out. Then I heard him go into Emily's room. And at one sound, a door opening down the hall suddenly opened a door on my life that I had never looked through before. So I went downstairs, I went to the kitchen, and I came back with the biggest knife that I could find. I found him sitting on the edge of Emily's bed. She was awake, and I don't know if she knew what he was doing, but she knew well enough not to say anything. And I said to him, I told him, I said, Emily and I are leaving, and if you try to stop us, I will kill you. And all he could say was, I don't blame you. And still to this day, I don't know if he meant to leave or to kill him. So I took Emily and the money from the car and we moved north. But of course, that wasn't the end. The end was in sight, but being an alcoholic, I couldn't see it. That's when I met the working girl's friend, the married man. They never seemed to want much from me, just to get me drunk. And that right there was all we really needed in common. But lo and behold, it was one of my married men friends that introduced me to AA. God's got quite a sense of humor, that's all I know for sure. I have a third birthday coming up at the end of this month. Thank you. Well, I would have had sooner, but after 6 months I wanted to see if I was cured yet. And then when I woke up 2 days later after having my stomach pumped, I realized that I wasn't. So to the newcomer, whether you have 30 days or 30 years, we all know the only real sobriety we've got is what we have when we don't drink or use for today. I have a long way to go. Boy, do I have a long way to go. I'm too quick to judge, and I'm too slow to ever forgive, and sometimes I'm lonely. No wonder. But I know that it's all within my power to change, and that is what is so wonderful. Such a gift. And I can only take part of that credit. I mean, all you people here and all the people in all the rooms that have ever tried to sober up a sorry drunk. You've given me back my life. And I thank you so much.
Well, go ahead, shoot. I mean, it can't be any worse by gunshot than it was by gangrene.
What makes you think I won't let you bleed to death?
What makes you think that sounds any worse to me than being right back in prison? Eh?
Nah. Prison don't worry you, Kirk. You're a survivor. It's the special genius of the cockroach. I consider myself a moral man, but wasting you doesn't violate the first code of ethics. You know that? It's fine with me, though. If it keeps your heart beating to think that you might someday get even with me, I'll take my chances. But you are going to talk.
Sure. Why not? I mean, all it's going to get you is bad dreams. Anyway, that bitch, she has double-crossed me more times than I can count. You string her up for all I care, all right? I want a cigarette.
What is her
now.
name? What is her name, and where can I find her?
Hey, man, listen. If I knew that, I wouldn't need you to track her down for me. Now, would I? Smoke?
There you go.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, it was last winter, while I was still locked up. I got this letter from this absolute lunatic. I didn't know if it was a form letter or what. Dear Mr. Cranston, I understand your lovely wife has become a mother-to-be. I am an experienced governess and would like to offer complete home care for newborns and willing to relocate, blah, blah, blah. Signed by this French name.
Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine. Well, did I ever have a laugh about that, huh? I mean, I thought, hey, this is one real deranged go-getter. Now I think she knew exactly what she was doing.
How's that?
Oh, come on. Baiting the hook. You know? I mean, telling me about the kid. Congratulations, if I didn't already tell you. That was the first time I'd heard about it. You know, she was feeling me out. So I wrote back.
Where?
Castile. There was a letter inside the envelope, self-addressed. The address was in French. Somewhere in Quebec. I don't remember, officer. And I think, well, come to think of it, maybe it was Quebec, because after all, when I heard her accent, yeah.
And what did you tell her, Kirk?
Well, that if my ex-wife was having a kid, it sure as hell was in no way mine. So I wished her luck anyway, but I did tell her that if she ever needed help, she should give me a call if she wanted to break the neck of the little half-breed. So anyway, that was the last time I heard from her. After, well, until my great escape. Oh, yeah. I guess you met Walter, huh, my stand-in? A little bit confused. Yeah. Guy needs moral support all the time.
So, yeah, I figured you must have kept in touch with him somehow.
Well, I had no choice, right? I mean, that guy couldn't think his way out of a paper bag. You know, oh, you are gonna love this. You know how I did it? I limped right in on visiting days, man. Right past the guards. Yeah, I was his volunteer disability counselor, showing him how to lead the full productive life after he lost his leg. Anyway, so one Saturday, Walter comes up to me with this letter, right? My return letter. Dear Mr. Cranston, it would be my pleasure to discuss your offer. Please give me a contact, day or night or day, Catherine. And there was this number.
You still have the number?
I just gave it to you. Can I have my cigarette? All right, the rest is history. So she makes her own way down into Santa Barbara, right? Tries her little governess trip out on your obstetrician friend, Dr. Kelton. Like she was trying to drum up some business or something. Anyway, the mistake she made, she did a little snooping down in his basement, found out he had his own plans for your little kid. So that's when she contacted me, decided she needed a little help.
But why Adriana? Why did she want my baby?
Hey, I don't know. I figured she was going to try and pull the old cash squeeze on Moneybags, Cece. But apparently she didn't. She said she was going to come into a lot of money. I mean, she promised me $200,000 US, passage to Canada. Anyway, I'll tell you my plan. My plan was to let old Kelton, let him steal the kid. And then I'd deal with him later. I mean, it's going to be far easier for him to come and go past the guards than it was for me. But, you know, just to make sure, you know, Kirk the quirk, right? We bought one of them off.
Ramon Fonseca.
Yeah, that's right. Ramon. Now!
Smoking's bad for you, Kirk.
Cigarette, man. Information, pal. Yeah, well, your buddy Kelton screwed everything up. I wanted to let you know that. I mean, this guy's got some harebrained scheme in his head about moving to some tropical island and raising this kid on his own, but of course, he never thought he's going to need somebody to take care of her in the meantime. So, right, I mean, well, once Catherine has got the kids in her hands, I mean, what does she need me for? Or Ramon? Well, I caught up with her just about an hour before you did. Oh, she swore up and down that she never planned to cut me out, right? You know, my big mistake was I didn't kill her. I didn't drop her right on the spot. But, you know, human weakness. She told me about this place she'd give me across the border, so I packed her up, the kid, and a gun, and we headed on up to Canada.
So when you saw my baby was all right.
She bawled her lungs out the whole way. Got on my nerves.
But she is alive.
Like I said, man, she got on my nerves. Anyway, you know good and well that I wasn't in it for the money. So I pulled the car over. We just passed Eureka. couple of miles outside, just on the highway, pull over. Well, Catherine, she isn't crazy about the whole idea, right? She's very unhappy. But what's she gonna say looking on the barrel of my gun? So I take Adriana for a walk in the woods, and last I remember, I laid her down a nice little bed of pine needles and bark and sang her lullaby and split.
You better tell me exactly where that is, you godforsaken son of a bitch.
Oh, Daddy. Hey, she's not there anymore. But I gotta tell you about me and Katrine, man, my best found friend. I mean, we get back in the car, we drive up, it's like a honeymoon, right? Freedom, liberation! We pull into a little hotel, right? Have a nice little dinner, baby salmon, chicken. She makes love to me. Yeah, my first, adult since Eden. Stupid me, though. I mean, I wake up, right? Katrine's gone. Car's gone. So I hotwire this little Mustang. I beat it back down the coast, that spot just outside the highway, just outside of Eureka. But she's gone. Adriana's gone. Now, whether Katrine got to her before the Timberwolves did, I mean, I couldn't be for sure, Daddy, but, you know, one thing I can tell you, I think those Timberwolves would have been a little less tidy. Anyway, she eventually called me, returned one of my calls, somewhere from Quebec, I think it was. I'm not really sure. I figure at least, you know, she's got to give me the money that she owed me. Oh, so she says, hey, there's been a mistake, some problem. Meet me in Santa Barbara, I'll have the money. Why there? I don't know.
Yeah, she was blackmailing Ramon for the 200 grand.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, I mean, I called and called, but she was a no-show, Ramon was in jail, and your silly psychic needed my attention. Well, you know the rest.
No, I don't. Who are you calling a genius?
Cigarette man, it's
Who are you
nicotine
going to
time.
meet tonight, pal? It's time to tell me who you were going to meet tonight.
Who the hell do you think I've been talking about? Katrine! Yeah, that's her!
Catherine is dead.
Ramon killed her. She's dead. You didn't know that? Then who the hell was that downstairs?
Cruz, we followed a woman. Sana thinks that she's
A
involved.
woman who was, had dark hair and was dressed in an Elizabethan costume, right?
Yes. We thought we lost her in the parking lot, but she got into a blue Mercedes. The license plate was iced over. I couldn't make it out.
Are the police downstairs? All right, you hold this on him. I'll be back. Excuse me.
Cruz and I?
Rather hear about it from Cruz.
Aren't you curious?
I'd rather hear about it from Cruz.
About Adriana? I'd give you just some of the highlights.
Is she alive?
Well, now that's a subject of some debate. Hey, but first, I want you to tell me something. Is he good in bed? I mean, he looks like he could be. I mean, yeah, I look like I could be, too, but, except for this leg.
Did
You'd be
see
happy
her?
to know, though, it doesn't slow me down any.
I want to know if you saw her.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, you know, the reason that I ask is, well, I thought you couldn't have any kids. At least that's what you told me, remember? But then again, I guess that's the way it goes, right, sweetheart? Try again.
Did you see her?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, too much. I held her, rocked her to sleep, sang lullabies. I nursed her. Actually, now that part, now that's a lie. But the brat would not shut up. He's an ugly kid, Eden. Good argument for purity of the races. Oh!
Slimy piece.
You made me what I am today.
To think I believed that once. I don't know what made you, but not the same God that made my child. And if you have harmed her, I promise you, Kirk, you become the center of my life. Every moment I have, every penny I have ever earned will go into finding a judge to give you the life sentence this year. If you live that long.
Once a Boy Scout, always a Boy Scout.
No, you never were.
I certainly was. I even made Star Scout. That's one below Eagle. I can tell you a lot of things about me that would surprise you.
I doubt it.
Why?
You better be getting back. The meeting's going to be letting out.
Yeah, right, and you gotta get home for that late-night pizza.
Right.
Key, please.
I gave it to you, didn't I?
Laura.
Wait. You're right. I think I put it on one of the boxes. It's this one here. I had the key in my hand, right? I put it in the door. I held the door open for you. And I left it on the table outside the door. It's all right. Don't panic. If I'm not home by midnight, Ethan will have the entire police department looking for me.
Good. No, I'm not panicking, but I'm glad because I could be in here till next Thursday and nobody knows.
No, that's not true. What about your friend downstairs at the meeting?
I think they'll probably take a cab.
Think we should break the door down?
I don't know, but you're gonna sue me for damaging school property?
No, I'll sign anything you want. I'll pay for it. Do it.
All right. This is a fire door. I can break my foot. What's so funny? What?
This whole thing, you're right. I do lose everything.
No, it's never lost. You always think it's lost. And every time, you know, I used to make a resolution that I was never going to help you look for it. And after I finished turning the entire room upside down...
In would come Jamie.
Oh.
With his scientific approach.
Yeah, and he'd find it. He'd find it.
Maybe that's why I got into the habit of losing things.
Yeah. We can talk about something else.
I wonder. Ethan wants us to have children.
Yeah, I know, and you don't?
It's so terrible. It's so hard to understand.
No, I understand. I just think Ethan probably doesn't.
I know you think I should tell him about Jamie and the rest of it. I don't know why I should have to. It's my decision. A lot of women don't want to have children, and they aren't required to explain why and what happened to them since the day they were born. Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Everything you ever wanted to know about Lisa DiNapoli, but were afraid to ask.
Why didn't you just tell me?
We don't recruit.
I like what you said when you spoke.
It was hard for me with you here.
Our stories are really not all that different, you know. In fact, it was a scene with my father that set off this evening.
Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. If that's what you think I was trying to say, either I didn't say it right or you didn't hear it. I am a drunk because I am a drunk, not because anybody said anything to me or did anything to me to make me this way. Even when I am sober, I am a drunk without a drink. I mean, you may find this very hard to believe, but I am grateful. Because what I found here, I may never have found anywhere else. Not at home. That's a whole nother conversation.
You impressed the hell out of me.
That won't last, but thank you. You ready to go?
I just have one question.
How do I sign up?
You already did.
Hey, just like old times, eh?
I wouldn't know. I've already forgotten.
All right. Is this all the thanks I get for spilling my guts?
What guts?
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
I don't look forward to it.
I do. Courtroom's always a nice change of scene for me.
Tell your partner I'll be down in a minute.
And now, wait a minute. I want a cigarette, my leg, and a lawyer.
Get the man out.
Hey, in that order. Get him the hell out of here!
You have to go with him?
Yeah, Ethan called the chief of police up here, got him to commit some guys looking for the blue Mercedes, so, I'm gone. Will you be okay, Lysandra?
Of course, yeah, you go.
We're closer than we've ever been.
I love you. Good luck.
I love you too.
Chandra, what is it?
A bracelet. She must have dropped it.
Well, quick, give it to me. Maybe Cruz can trace it.
No, not yet. I can put it to better use than he can right now.
Oh, thank you. The air conditioner will shut off after midnight. How can you stay so calm?
I don't know.
You never used to be that way.
Well, I suppose after you lose everything, you don't worry about it so much.
Not me. If I lost Ethan, I'd kill myself.
No, you wouldn't.
Does that offend you?
No, I just know you.
No. No, the girl you knew used to whip herself up in a frenzy all day and then crash by 10 o'clock.
What, you watch the news now?
Yeah, some nights.
Yeah.
Actually, when Ethan's asleep, it's the only time I have to myself. I have mementos. Pictures, all things Jamie made in school. I get so tired just thinking about it. I find myself spending an entire night thinking about just one thing. Buying a pair of shoes for him and where and what size he wore then. It's silly, I know, but I do it. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know, I didn't bring it up.
I know. Just seeing you again, just thinking about it more. I know you think I haven't accepted the fact that he's gone, but I have. I just miss him, that's all.
I'm sorry that seeing me does that to you.
No, it's not your fault. It's me. Look, I tell you not to talk about it, and I wind up talking about nothing else.
That's understandable. It's the one thing we have in common.
Not the only thing. But now we'll have other things.
Yeah.
Now we'll have this.
There's pain, a sorrow for someone or something in her life.
A mirror. You could see a mirror. Can you see her in it?
No, there isn't a mirror.
All right, a purse then, maybe. There's a wallet. Can you see the name in the wallet?
No, the only name that comes is yours.
Because she's thinking of me or because you are?
I can't... I won't let them take away...
What?
Adriana. She has your baby.
Ne t'inquiète pas, mon chou. Tu es avec moi maintenant. Personne ne peut te faire de mal. Personne ne t'enlèvera de moi. Plus jamais, mon petit. Plus jamais.
Tonight, ditch a car, say it's stolen, get money from the insurance company. It's called fraud. a report on a growing problem on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
And later, crime is relative when Alf catches Jake's mother stealing on an all-new Alf. Then ghostly hosts kick up their heels in a spirited new NBC comedy series, Nearly Departed. It's devilish fun as Monty Python's Eric Idle stars in Nearly Departed, premiering tonight.